What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Tuesday episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me across all socials. This podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com. Great time to send Omaha Steaks to a loved one, a coworker, your boss, your mom, someone who might need it. The promo code JUICE at checkout saves you $30 off the other already 50% off savings going on right now site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Use that code JUICE at checkout to save $30. All right, so this has not been a good week. Somebody said, and I do read your comments, by the way, guys, whether it be comments on Apple, whether it be comments on my Twitter account, whether it be comments on the YouTube channel. I do read them, and I do respond sometimes. And someone said, this guy's always losing. If you just tuned in, you're right. I mean, I don't run from my record ever, all right? 1-3 last night. Losing night. The parlay, I missed both sides of the parlay. Celtics lost outright. That was a playoff game. Give the Pacers credit. They played defense the first time all year. Pacers played defense, and they beat the Celtics. Boston wanted that. Now, they were without Kristaps Porzingis, so maybe you could say they were a bit undermanned, but Boston still should have won that game. Halliburton, unbelievable fourth quarter for him. He played his tail off. But the Pacers playing and winning an under game stunned me. Did not see that coming at all. That number closed at 244. I mean, like, we got it at 240 and a half. Number opened at 237. It just ran. Everybody, pros, Joes, everyone, over. Not even close. Not even close to going over. So we all were wrong by that. Nobody really saw that coming. That was weird. So different type of game, but it's good for the play-in tournament, or I always call it the play-in tournament, the in-season tournament, because the players care. Like they care. Jason Tatum was mad. It was a game in December. That would be like a whatever game otherwise. He cared. They were mad. They wanted to come to Vegas to play on Thursday for the semifinal. Not going to happen now. Pacers punched their ticket. We'll see if they wind up playing Milwaukee. Milwaukee and the Knicks play tonight. I mean, yeah, bet the under in that game. That seems like the play, but I don't know. I don't have any plays on the NBA tonight. I'm going to stay away from the association. But that was wrong. We got the under right in hockey, but the Knights lost outright. So picking the Celtics money line was wrong. Picking the Jags money line was wrong. Picking the Vegas Golden Knights money line was wrong, or puck line was wrong. So it's Totals Tuesday time. Okay, we're going to play Totals today. But here's what I'm going to do. This is the one that'll hook. I'm going to play a game with myself. Sometimes I need to do this to just shake up the monotony to get rolling. I'm going to give you 3 official plays on 3 games. But I'm also going to give you 3 personal plays on those same 3 games that I am betting. This is my entire card. I don't always do this. I don't always give you my entire card. I'm going to give you my entire card, and I'm going to go me versus me. And I'm going to see which side wins. Let's see who has a better mark. Which side winds up, which side winds up down. The official plays are the ones I like the best. I'll explain those in a second. The personal plays are the ones that I like, but I don't like as much as the official plays that we're going to go for the record. So if you want to play the official plays, great. If you like the personal plays better, play that. If you want to mix and match, great, because that's what this podcast is. You guys get to pick what you want to bet. You can go with my ones I like a lot or the ones I like a little. It's up to you. That's why when you say, this guy's always losing, well, I don't know, man. We're up 40 units. I mean, we're still up 40 units, 41 actually. So it's not like the podcast always loses. It just has had a tough run. So hopefully I'll be better today. Let's start with hockey. My favorite bet right now is over 1.5 goals in the first period for the Nashville Predators. And they happen to be playing the number 4 team to a first period over, the Chicago Blackhawks. But it's juicy. It's minus 140. When I'm cold, I don't like recommending anything more than minus 130. But the first personal play will be that. It's Mrazek, who's been pretty good. He can be good at times. Saros can be okay. Preds have been scoring a lot themselves, but Chicago's been decent at home to the under. But Nashville, Chicago, over 1.5 goals, the first personal play. Minus 140. The official play, however, is going to be over 6 goals. Why? BetMGM, I put this out on the Discord channel last night. BetMGM had an off-market number, 6. Now, they're either going ahead of the move or they're behind the move. I think they're ahead of the move. I think everyone's going to wind up betting under 6.5 in this game, okay? I can't do it with these teams. I just can't. So I have 6. It was 4-2 in the first game. I think it's a decent shot. It's 4-2 in the second game here between Chicago and Nashville. And because I like the first period over, if we get 2 goals in the first period, I have a hard time seeing this game staying under 6. It might stay under 6.5, meaning if you want to play 6, you can. But I'm just going to take the off-market price here and bet over and hopefully have a free run and an over, and maybe we get an empty net goal, and maybe it's a 5-2 final, or a 5-3 final, or a 4-3 final, and the game winds up going over, okay? These two teams are going to score, in my opinion. Even with the goaltending, with Saros and Mrazek, I still think we're going to see goals here. Mrazek gets... The Blackhawks give up so many shots. They give up so many shots, and Nashville's been scoring. First play officially is over 6 at minus 125 for 1.25 units. So, Nashville and Chicago, first period over, minus 140, a little expensive, personal. Official, over 6 for this game here for us at minus 125. Second hockey game. The top 2 teams offensively are playing each other. New Jersey is taking on Vancouver. Now, I mean, we're talking about offense upon offense upon offense here. New Jersey and Vancouver, numbers either over 6.5, minus 135, or under 7, minus 130. But if you dig a little deeper into what has happened recently for the Vancouver Canucks, Vancouver is 3-0 to the under at home over their last 3 games. Why? Because the number's been 7. It's a really high number. Now, you may turn around and go, well, Matt, you look at the over here for the Devils. They're 2-1 over their last 3 games to the over, and over the last 5, they're 4-1 to the over. I'll give you that, okay? I'm not saying this is going to be a fun under bet to come up with. But I think you can come in here and bet under 7 at minus 130 officially and feel pretty good about it and feel like you're going to get a 4-2 final and we're going to go under. Maybe it's a 4-3 final and we get a push. But when I get the solid numbers, I tend to want to lean in here and grab a hold of it. Now, we'll have to see who's going to wind up being in net. I mean, it's a little bit early to know who exactly is going to be in net for this one, but I think it doesn't really matter, to be quite honest, for this team, both these teams, because, well, both teams' goalies are very inconsistent. They're both up and down. That's why they're giving up so many goals, and they're scoring a ton of goals. These teams are offensive, but these teams also, tend to be a little bit on the, bad side at times. For Vancouver, they're expected to go with Demko, who's been good at times. I'll give it to you. And at home, Demko's been very good. The fear, obviously, is with Vanacek for the Devils. That's been the fear. Vanacek has a 3.49 goals against average. Vanacek, and it could be Schmidt, either or. I mean, we don't know who's going to start, but either guy is not great. On the road, he's got a 3.02 goals against average for Vanacek. In his last start on the road, he gave up 4 goals and a 4-0 loss. Against the Rangers, gave up 4 goals, to the Islanders. He's given up 4 goals in 3 of the last 4 games that he's played for Vanacek, which is not great. Okay, that's not what you want when you're betting on an under. But he can give up 4 as long as we're not getting a ton of goals here for New Jersey. But obviously, Jersey, they can score a lot of goals themselves. Offensively, they're a very good team. But Demko's been really good. And that's the hope, is that Demko continues. Hopefully he's in net. And hopefully they continue to play the way that they've played, because at home, Demko's got a 1.84 goals against average, okay? But because New Jersey scores and gives up goals, that's the fear here. That's why it's 6.5 or 7. Last game on the road against Calgary, a 4-3 win. Demko was in net for that one, gave up 3 goals, gave up 4 goals to the Vegas Golden Knights, so he's been giving up goals. He lost 4-1. But in the games before that, 4-1, 3-1, 5-1, right? 2 wins, 1 loss. So those games were going under. For his home starts, 4-1, 3-1. Gave up 4 goals, gave up 1. To the Sharks, gave up 1, but to Seattle, gave up 4. Again, inconsistent. I'm going to go under. Under 7, minus 130. But the personal play is going to be over 1.5 goals at minus 166. Why? Because you could get offense really fast in this game. You could get a lot of offense here between these two teams, and it's just, even though the numbers aren't stark, 5-5 over the last 10 for Vancouver to a first period over. For New Jersey, they are much better on a first period. They're the number 1 team, sorry. They're 9-1 to a first period over. 18 of 22 times, New Jersey over 9-1. They're number 1. So yes, that's why I played that. I was going to say Vancouver is the question, but personally, over 166, over 1.5 goals is expensive, but that's a personal play. Okay, see if we can thread the needle. We go over in the first period, then under in the second period, then goals in the third period, but we stay under 7. Let's try that. All right. So again, the 2 personal plays in the NHL tonight. Over 6, minus 125 for Nashville. And under 7, minus 130 for Vancouver. The other side, the personal plays, over in the first period, Nashville, over in the first period for Vancouver in New Jersey. All right, me versus me. Pick which one you want. Short, quick, or long for the full game. One college basketball play. UConn is playing North Carolina. According to KenPom, and I love looking at totals for KenPom. KenPom has this being at a 156 number. It's 152.5 at the moment. Opened at 154, was bet down. Which was a little surprising to me, given the fact that if you look at the numbers for North Carolina away from home, they are 3-0 to the over away from home. UConn is 1-2 to the over away from home. The last 2 games have gone under against Kansas and New Hampshire. Last one against Florida State for North Carolina went under by 9.5 points, but against Tennessee, went over by 47 points. Total was 145. They scored 100 points, 100-92. Okay, I think we're looking at tempo here in this game. I think we're going to see. Carolina could not hit a 3 to save their life in their last game. But Carolina as a team is a 36% three-point shooting. That's top 100 in the country. UConn plays horrific three-point defense. If Carolina is going to get hot from the outside, it's against UConn. Why? They protect the rim. They're really hard to score against. Top 10 team in 2-point defense. This number is going to come down to whether or not North Carolina hits their threes. Carolina hits their threes, this game is going over. Because the number at 152 and it's 156 at KenPom, I don't know. It may be a head fake, maybe not, but this is Connecticut at the Garden. And when they play at the Garden, it's a rocking atmosphere. It is awesome. I just think you're going to see an efficient offense here for UConn, top 5 in the country in adjusted efficiency, top 20 in effective field goal percentage. They're not great at shooting threes, but they're unbelievable at twos. 63.6% is number 3 in the country in 2-point field goal percentage. So I need UConn to hit their twos, get to the line, and hit free throws. They're a top 100 free throw shooting team. North Carolina's even better, 29th. It's even better. But they are top 100 shooting threes. They couldn't buy threes in their last game. Got to hit threes in this one, and they're going to have opportunities to do so. UConn gives you open looks from behind the arc. I'm going to play the over. Over 152 for 1.1 units. The unofficial play, the personal play is I'm taking UConn laying 5.5. I think UConn's really, really good. They're really good. Marquette, UConn, Creighton. The best conference of college basketball is top heavy, but it very well might be the Big East with how good they have been early. You look at KenPom's stats, it's amazing. Number 1 is Houston. Number 2 is Purdue. Number 3 is Connecticut. 4 UConn, 5 Creighton, 6 Marquette. KenPom numbers. Pretty good. Really, really good. Okay? They look to move. They look to get after it. It's impressive to see. You're like, okay, these guys really are going to want to get after it. These are some really good basketball teams. Again, the bottom of the conference, not very good. You can say Big 12 top to bottom is better, but the Big East at the top of the conference is absolutely tremendous and a very difficult out. UConn, Creighton, and Marquette in the Big East tournament in New York coming up in March is going to be absolutely awesome. I absolutely cannot wait to see it happen. It's going to be super fun to watch these teams go after it. Really, really excited to see what's going to happen. Now, I will need North Carolina to make UConn play a fast tempo, which I think they could be able to. That's the key to North Carolina's success. Run the bigs for North Carolina. UConn is in the top, outside of the top 250 for adjusted tempo. For North Carolina, top 50 for adjusted tempo. They want to move. They want to run. Get to the rim before the rim protectors get there. For those big guys, for those bigs they've got, get there early. Hopefully Carolina does that. That picks up the pace. That's good for the over. We're going over 152 for 1.1 units. Okay, so little experiment, me versus me. One side versus the other side. The official side, Nashville over 6, minus 125. Vancouver under 7, minus 130. UConn, North Carolina, over 152. Okay, 1.1, 1.1, 1.25 units down on that. Other side, the personal plays. Over first period, Nashville, minus 140. Over first period, New Jersey, minus 166. And UConn, minus 5.5 for 1.1 units. Let's see. This should be fun, okay? You can pick and choose what you want. 3 official, 3 unofficial on a Tuesday. Let's see if we can break out of the cold snap and have some fun here, or maybe go down in flames and really go down and have 3 more units down, or more than 3 units down here on the week, and really put ourselves into a deep hole here in the month of November. It always happens, by the way, just FYI, or December. It always happens. October into November, public always does very, very well. December is always really hard. All the numbers are there. Betting the NFL is treacherous. Look at the NFL this week. I mean, my gosh. Last night, Jacksonville, 10-point favorites, lost at home, and they lost their starting quarterback. It's ridiculous. The Steelers at home, big favorites to the Cardinals. They go down. Tough to bet the NFL right now. You're betting favorites, that's great. I don't bet favorites all that often. I don't trust the books on that. You bet favorites. Favorites have been covering at a ridiculous rate. Been cleaning up. Sportsbooks are getting killed. Congratulations. I have not been doing that well. I'm glad a lot of you are. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning. The Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.